You're listening to CJSF 90.1 FM online at www.cjsf.ca, broadcasting from Burnaby, British Columbia at Simon Fraser University, and this is KPWE with This Week in BC Minor League Sports. During this half-hour show today, we'll recap the BC Major Midget League, which is a league for 15 to 17-year-olds playing competitive hockey in the province of British Columbia. And of course, if you've heard me on CJSF Radio before, I did a jazz show last year as well as another program interviewing authors and songwriters. But now I'm back with a new show, a sports recap show for all of you sports fans out there interested in local sports. Now, of course, we don't do any major league sports because this is a community radio station, and also because there's plenty of minor league sports locally for you to check out, especially if you're here in the Lower Mainland. So even though I'm a big football fan, I'm not going to talk about Seattle's big game on Sunday in the Super Bowl. What I'm going to be focusing here on this show, though, because it is hockey season, is the BC Major Midget League, with only 8 games remaining for 5 of the teams in the league before the playoffs begin. Now, the other 6 teams have 10 games left, and again, playoffs start in March, so it's crunch time now with everyone battling for playoff positioning and for home ice advantage. Now, 8 teams out of the 11-team league make the playoffs, so there are a few intriguing races developing down the stretch. So I'm going to recap last weekend's BC Major Midget League action right here on CJSF Radio. Just some background information about the BC Major Midget League. It was established in 2004 to provide elite level 15, 16, and 17-year-olds an opportunity to play within their own age group at a high level. And this league also helps to develop these young hockey players as they prepare for junior hockey leagues and beyond. And with the BC Major Midget League, there are games held every weekend, either in the Lower Mainland in Burnaby, Langley, Richmond, or Coquitlam, or out of town in places such as Prince George, Nanaimo, Victoria, Castlegar, Chase, and Kelowna. Now, all of the games are free to attend, so it's good to check out this league if you don't have plans for the weekend. It's very good competitive hockey with the 15 to 17-year-old age group. Now, oftentimes you also don't hear much about these leagues, so it's nice to be able to talk about the BC Major Midget League on our sports show here on CJSF 90.1 FM. And NHL players such as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Evander Kane, and Brandon Gallagher, these players played in this league in their teens. And there were 10 former players from the BC Major Midget League drafted in 2013 by National Hockey League teams. So you could be watching future Major League stars if you come out and take in some of these games in the league. And also in 2010, there were 16 former BC Major Midget players, or I should say former BC Major Midget League players who got drafted by NHL teams, including Brandon Gallagher. So one of these future stars could be playing in a BC Major Midget League rink near you. So you could be seeing these future stars playing hockey when they're 15, 16, and 17 as they try to move on to junior level and beyond. So it's a treat to get a chance to watch them at your local rink. Now let's take a short break for some public service announcements, and then we'll be back for some scores and updates from the BC Major Midget League right here on CJSF 90.1 FM. Now tonight on Saturday, February the 1st, singers, songwriters Kaylee Bird and Katie Rocks are having a performance at Café de Soleil beginning at 8 p.m. Café de Soleil is at 2096 Commercial Drive in Vancouver. Katie Rocks, who grew up in Alberta, now resides in Vancouver, and she's the former lead singer of the Juno-nominated rock band Jackalope, and she recently released her 4th solo album, Paper Airplanes, in late January. And Kaylee Bird, who is from Edmonton, recently released an album as well, and you can check these two ladies out tonight at 8 p.m. at Café de Soleil. Tickets are $10 at the door, and once again, the address is 2096 Commercial Drive in Vancouver. Now, for more information, you can check out katierocksmusic.com. That's Katie, K-A-T-I-E, Rocks, R-O-X, music.com. So katierocksmusic.com for more information. The Nikkei National Museum and Cultural Center helps to preserve and promote Japanese Canadian arts, history, and culture through programs and exhibits that connect generations and inspire diverse audiences. It is located at 6688 South Oaks Crescent in Burnaby at Kingsway and Sperling Avenue. For more information, go to nikkeiplace.org. That's NIKKEI place.org. And in fact, they're having their 8th annual flea market on Saturday, February the 15th, so just 2 weeks from now. Thousands of secondhand items are available, all for amazing bargain prices. Again, that would be Saturday, February the 15th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and the admission is free. If you'd like more information, you can contact the Nikkei Center at 604-777-7000. That's 604-777-7000. Or you can email them at info@nikkeiplace.org. That's info@nikkeiplace.org. Now back to this week in BC Minor League Sports here on CJSF 90.1 FM. I'd like to say congratulations to Vancouver's Janet McLaughlin and Burnaby's Amanda Yan, who last month made the cut for Team Canada for the 2014 Women's National Wheelchair Basketball Team. Wheelchair Basketball Canada released a list of 12 athletes selected to the Canadian team that will be competing for the 2014 World Championship from June 20th to June 28th at the Mattamy Athletics Center in Toronto. And this year's tournament will be the largest women's world championship in history, featuring the top 12 teams in the world. Host Canada is the defending bronze medalist and will be gunning for a 7th consecutive podium finish. Now, as mentioned, Janet McLaughlin of Vancouver and Amanda Yan of Burnaby both made the team this year, and they'll be joined by 10 other women, most of whom are from Ontario and Quebec, on the 2014 team. Wheelchair Basketball Canada is the national sports governing body responsible for the organization of wheelchair basketball in Canada. It's a non-profit charitable organization that's also the Canadian member to the International Wheelchair Basketball Federation. Now, for more information about Wheelchair Basketball Canada, please visit their website at www.wheelchairbasketball.ca. That's www.wheelchairbasketball.ca. Now just taking a quick look at SFU basketball. The SFU women's team is taking on the Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets this evening, February the 1st at 5:15 p.m. That game takes place at the SFU West Gym. The SFU men's basketball team, meanwhile, is also in action tonight at 7:30 p.m. facing the University of Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks. That contest is also taking place at the West Gym. The SFU women's basketball team had an exciting win, last Thursday on January the 23rd, when they came back to beat the University of Alaska Fairbanks 75-73. The SFU women's basketball team overcame a 16-point deficit in the first half to pull out the victory. Aaron Chambers, a junior, hit 4 3-pointers on the night, including one with 14 minutes left to pull SFU to within 44-40. Chambers finished with a game-high 30 points, and sophomore Meg Wilson recorded a double-double with 23 points and 10 rebounds. And with the game tied 73-73 and time winding down, Chambers drove to the hoop but couldn't get a good shot off, but Wilson was there to grab the ball and was fouled with under 2 seconds left on the clock. Wilson made both of the free throws, giving SFU the 2-point victory at 75-73. So a thriller for the SFU women's basketball team. And once again, you can check them out tonight as they are taking on Montana State University Billings at 5:15 at the West Gym. So if you're interested in SFU athletics, be sure to check out a show by Steve Chong right here on CJSF 90.1 FM every Saturday morning at 11 a.m., where he hosts a jambalaya program with music and also comments on the various SFU sports teams and how they're doing. So be sure to check that out every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on CJSF 90.1 FM. Now, as far as the BC Major Midget League scoreboard is concerned, 10 of the 11 teams were in action last weekend, with only the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds idle. So now with the game action, let's start off with the Vancouver Northwest Giants taking on the Valley West Hawks on Saturday, the 25th of January at the Burnaby Winter Club. Now, going in, the Giants were tied for first place in the league with the Okanagan Rockets, and both teams had a record of 23 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie entering last weekend. So just 4 losses, after 28 games. And the slip up here, and the Giants could find themselves falling behind the Rockets. So definitely an important game for Vancouver Northwest. Now, meanwhile, their opponents, the Valley West Hawks, were third with a record of 19 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie, and trying to hang on to their positioning with a couple of teams chasing them for that third spot. So obviously a key matchup here between the first place Giants and the third place Hawks. Now, before Game 1, I spoke with Giants All-Star forward Justin Zito about his team's success, and actually last week on this program, I mispronounced his name. It's spelled S-Z-E-T-O, but it's pronounced Zito. So here is an interview that I did with Justin Zito prior to Saturday night's game against the Valley West Hawks. We're with Justin Zito, a all-star forward for the Vancouver Northwest Giants. So thanks for joining us today. Justin, you guys are in first place, tied for first place with Okanagan. What have been the keys to your success so far?
I think just consistently playing as a team and focusing on the defensive zone, and when you get chances, capitalizing on them has been key to our success. So hopefully we can continue to do that for the rest of the year.
Now, last weekend you had a big weekend in the sweep against the Silvertips that propelled you guys in the first place. Thoughts on your own season so far?
I think a lot of my individual success has to do with our team playing well and just buying into a system and I guess feeding off some great players and great plays. So I've been fortunate to play with some great line mates and a great team.
And Justin, tell us a bit about yourself. Where did you play last year?
I played for the Greater Vancouver Canadians in the same league, but decided to come over here this year.
Okay, and what are your plans for next year?
I've verbally committed to the Rivermen and BCHL next year, so I hopefully can do my best to play there.
Awesome, okay, great. And tell us who your favorite NHL player is and why.
I'd say my favorite player is Danny Briere. I try my best to kind of replicate what he does. He's a smaller player and just try and use this model my game after him, I guess.
And finally, tell us a bit about your off-ice training regimen. What do you do to stay in shape, Justin?
I do track, which really helps with my quickness and agility off the ice. And obviously, I'm a smaller player, so I just try and stay strong and gain a few pounds over the summer to kind of, I guess, get quicker and stronger on the ice.
Awesome. So good luck this weekend against the Hawks, Justin, and thanks so much for this interview. Okay. That was Justin Zito speaking to me before the game, and then I also chatted with Carmine Buono, a defenseman of the Giants. We're here with Carmine Buono, the defenseman of the Vancouver Northwest Giants. So thanks so much for joining us. Just wanted to ask you, first of all, Carmine, you guys are tied for first place, so what have been the keys to your team's success?
I think, we've had a couple losses, and I think just getting pucks to the net, getting to the net, playing a gritty game, cycling down low, is just giving us some success and good opportunities to bury goals that we haven't been playing while playing fancy.
And this weekend is another big weekend for you guys against the third place Hawks. What do you need to do to be successful against them?
I think we just, like I said, have to play a gritty game, get pucks in deep, cycle the puck, and get pucks in net and bodies in front to get some traffic. Great.
And now a bit about yourself, Carmine. Where did you play last year?
I played Burnaby Winter Club Midget AAA last year.
Okay, and what are your plans for next year?
I hope just to maybe make junior A team. I've just been working hard, and if nothing works out, probably play here again.
Okay. And now tell us who your favorite NHL player is and why.
I'd probably say Shea Weber. He's a great role model, great player. Just like everything he does.
And finally, tell us a bit about your off-ice training regimen. What do you do to stay in peak shape?
Well, when I have the time, I usually working on my skating and working out in the gym.
All right. Thanks so much, Carmine Buono, for the interview.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend against the Valley West Hawks.
Thank you.
So in the Saturday game between these Giants and the Hawks, Captain Quinn Thompson scored his 16th goal of the season, just 5:45 in the first period to open the scoring, and the Giants took a 2-0 lead before Valley West's Jesse Lansdale got his 7th goal of the year at the 7:39 mark to cut the deficit to 2-1. But Quinn Bangerfield scored his 10th goal of the year for the Giants late in the first period and added his 11th of the season early in the second. So after 2 periods, the Giants had a 4-1 lead. Now you figure that the Hawks would make a comeback in the third period, as these two clubs are two of the top 3 teams in the league. But Justin Zito, who spoke with me earlier, scored his 21st goal of the year at 5:50 of the final period to make it 5-1. And the Giants poured it on over the last 10 minutes of the game. The final score 9-1. And actually, Quinn Bangerfield got his 3rd goal of the game with 9:40 remaining. It's his 12th goal of the year, and then scored again 5 minutes later, so giving him a 4-goal game. Final score: the Vancouver Northwest Giants 9, the Valley West Hawks 1. Now on Sunday, these same two teams faced off again, and this time at the Langley Event Center. And it looks like the Giants would continue to roll as they jumped out to a 3-0 lead after the first period, including the league's leading scorer, Colton Kerfoot, getting his 25th goal, and Justin Zito getting his 22nd. But the Hawks got 3 goals of their own in the second period, with Matt Bradley scoring twice in that stanza. Quinn Bangerfield scored again for the Giants, his 5th goal of the weekend, also in the second period, and after 40 minutes, it was 4-3 for the Giants. However, the Hawks were the ones who got all of the goals in the third period on Sunday, and in fact, they got 3 of them over the final 20 minutes, with Jordan Fung getting the game-tying goal 1:37 into the period, and Eric Calgary getting the game winner at 9:51. Final score on Sunday, Hawks 6, Giants 4. Now for the Vancouver Northwest Giants, just their 5th loss of the season after 30 games. So can you imagine that? Just losing 5 times in 30 games? That's just a terrific season so far for Vancouver Northwest. Now with the Giants splitting their 2 games on the weekend, that opened the door for the Okanagan Rockets to take advantage and try and move into sole possession of first place atop the BC Major Midget League standings. Now, the Rockets took on the host North Island Silvertips, with both games happening at Nanaimo Ice Center number 1. Now, in the Saturday game, the Silvertips jumped out to a 2-0 lead on 2 first-period goals by Hunter Finlater. But Okanagan exploded for 3 goals in the second, with 2 of them by Tanner Campbell. Now, if you remember, Campbell scored 4 goals in one game the previous weekend. Now, the 2 goals on Saturday gave Campbell 23 in 29 games this season. The Silvertips tied the game on a power play goal by Clayton Peace early in the third period, but the Rockets scored the next 3 goals all on the power play and won the game by a score of 6-3. Corey Santoro also had 2 goals for Okanagan, his 13th and 14th of the season, while Carter Hikichi had a goal and 2 assists. Tanner Wishnowski, added 3 assists for the Rockets. Now, 5 of their 6 goals came on the power play. Then on Sunday, the game was tied 1-1 late in the second period, before Tanner Campbell scored his 24th goal of the season with only 1:17 remaining. The Rockets added 2 more goals in the third period and won 4-1, completing the 2-game weekend sweep over the North Island Silvertips. Now, with the Rockets winning twice last weekend, they now have 25 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie in 30 games. They are now alone in first place. The Giants, who split their 2 games, are now second with a record of 24 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie, 2 points back of the Rockets. For the North Island Silvertips, who got swept, they now fall to 10, 17, and 5. Through 32 games, they have 25 points, and they have fallen from 6th place to 7th in the BC Major Midget League standings. Now, just a short break for a public service announcement, and then we'll be back for some scores and updates from the BC Major Midget League right here on CJSF 90.1 FM. Now, on March the 8th, 2014, Young Women in Business Simon Fraser University, that's the YWIB SFU, will be hosting a conference for the SFU community and the high school and post-secondary students of Greater Vancouver at Century Plaza Hotel in celebration of International Women's Day. Featuring inspirational guest speakers, a well-rounded panel, and an engaging expo, the conference is dedicated to encourage professional and personal growth. Now, with the theme this year as defining success, their goal is to engage the female community in the discussion of the various definitions of success, empowering each other to pursue their true passions. Now, the details of this, again, this will be Saturday, March the 8th, 2014. The location is the Century Plaza Hotel at 1015 Burrard Street in Vancouver, British Columbia. It would be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And in terms of the cost, again, I got more information about this. That's $25 for the early bird price for YWIB members, as well as for high school students. That is also $25. It's $30 for Simon Fraser University students who are non-YWIB members. And the cost is $35 for students from other post-secondary institutions and professionals. Tickets go on sale the first week of February. For more information, please check out www.ywib.ca/SFU. That's www.ywib.ca/SFU. Now, you also can go to that website to get the latest updates regarding guest speakers, exhibitors, and other exciting new perks that they'll be prepared to present. So, good event to check out. Again, this would be for the Young Women in Business Simon Fraser University organizing this event. Now, back to this week in BC Minor League sports and more scores from last weekend in the BC Major Midget League. The Vancouver Northeast Chiefs and the Greater Vancouver Canadians were tied for fourth place going into the weekend, and these two teams faced off at the Richmond Oval on Saturday and then at the Planet Ice rink in Coquitlam on Sunday. Going in, the Canadians were one of the hottest teams in the league with just 6 losses in their last 22 games. But the Chiefs won both games last weekend, winning 3-2 on Saturday and 4-3 on Sunday. On Sunday, it looked like an easy win for the Chiefs, who jumped out to a 4-0 lead with Caleb Fantio scoring twice for Vancouver Northeast. But the Canadians rallied for 3 goals over the final 21 minutes and nearly tied it late in the game before falling just short. I caught up with Chiefs goaltender Jacob Severson following Sunday's win. We're here with goaltender Jacob Severson, the all-star of the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs. So terrific win today. Thoughts on the game?
It was a tough game. Both of our teams are very close in the standings, and you can see it by the score. Both games were close, and we worked hard to get that win at the end, so it felt pretty good.
Now, how big was it to beat these guys? Because coming into this weekend, the Canadians were one of the hottest teams in the league.
Yeah, it was big, especially for our confidence and just to keep on rolling and get up in the standings like that. These games are each 4-point games, 2 points this way, 2 points that way. It's big. It's big in the standings. It's going to be big in the playoffs.
Now, Jacob, tell us about your own season. You're an all-star this year. So thoughts on your own season so far?
I've been really confident all year. I've been confident with my teammates and just overall just a confident player. And yeah, it's been going well for me, and I'll hope to continue it.
And who is your favorite NHL goalie?
Carey Price by far. He's so calm, so complete. He's such a good goalie. He's unreal.
And Jacob, tell us a bit about your off-ice training regimen. What do you do to stay in good shape?
I train all summer. Train hard all summer, doing all different kinds of stuff, strength, conditioning, stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. And during the season, we do dry land every Wednesday and try to keep in good shape that way. So.
And finally, Jacob, would you like to say hi to anyone out there?
And my friends and family.
Awesome. So thanks so much, Jacob. And congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
The Caribou Cougars and the Thompson Blazers played twice at the CN Center in Prince George last weekend. The Cougars won both games by scores of 8-3 and 6-3 to move from 7th place into 6th, ahead of the North Island Silvertips. Finally, the South Island Royals split their 2 games at home against the visiting Kootenay Ice. On Saturday, the Royals won 4-2, and then Kootenay came back to win 5-4 on Sunday. Both games were played at the Save on Foods Memorial Center in Victoria. Now, with South Island getting 2 points last weekend, the Royals improved to 10, 18-4 after 32 games, and they take a 1-point lead over the idle Fraser Valley Thunderbirds for 8th place. Of course, the top 8 teams in the league make the playoffs, so definitely 2 big points for the Royals last weekend. Now, for this weekend, February the 1st and 2nd, there are games happening in Richmond, Abbotsford, Kelowna, Nelson, Coquitlam, Langley, and Burnaby. First, on Saturday, February the 1st, the Thompson Blazers take on the Greater Vancouver Canadians at the Richmond Oval at 4:45 p.m. The Valley West Hawks and the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds do battle at the ARC in Abbotsford at 4 p.m. The 8th place South Island Royals take on the 1st place Okanagan Rockets at the Capital News Center in Kelowna at 3 p.m. The Caribou Cougars play the Kootenay Ice at 12:30 at the Nelson and District Community Complex in Nelson, BC. And finally, the Vancouver Northwest Giants take on the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs at the Planet Ice Arena in Coquitlam at 4:15 p.m. That would be a battle between the 2nd place and 4th place teams in the league. The North Island Silvertips, meanwhile, are off this weekend. Then on Sunday, February the 1st, there'll be 3 games right here in the Lower Mainland at 9:30 a.m. at the Burnaby Winter Club right here in Burnaby at 4990 Canada Way. The Vancouver Northeast Chiefs battle the Vancouver Northwest Giants. The Greater Vancouver Canadians face the Thompson Blazers at 10 a.m. at the Richmond Oval, and at 3:30 p.m. the Valley West Hawks host the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds at the Langley Event Center. So these are the 3 games happening in the Lower Mainland. Meanwhile, in Kelowna, the Rockets and the Royals will do battle at 10 a.m. And in Nelson, the Kootenay Ice take on the Caribou Cougars at 10:15 a.m. Now, standings, the Okanagan Rockets are in 1st place with a record of 25 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie, good for 51 points. The Vancouver Northwest Giants at 24-5-1 for 49 points, good for 2nd place. Valley West is in 3rd place with a record of 20 wins, 11 losses, and 1 tie for 41 points. Next, the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, with a sweep last weekend, take over 4th place in the league with a record of 17 wins, 11 losses, and 4 ties, good for 38 points. Now, for a complete look at the standings, go to www.bcmml.net. That's www.bcmml.net. And you've been listening to This Week in BC Minor League Sports right here on CJSF 90.1 FM, where we're focusing on the BC Major Midget League, a league that provides elite level 15, 16, and 17-year-olds an opportunity to play within their own age group. Now, for more information about the BC Major Midget League or for schedules and standings, please visit the league website at www.bcmml.net or email them at midgethockey@bchockey.net. That's going to do it for this week's show, and we're going to be back 1 week from now for the next program. In the meantime, get out to your local rink and enjoy some good competitive hockey, and also check out a couple of basketball games at SFU on Saturday as well, if you get a chance to. We'll talk to you again next time.